Hey guys, it's Kelly. Hey, I did a two-fer today. I did two like tagged size mixed media things at once. So I edited this, and of course my memory ran out at the end, so we didn't get everything, but I want to share it anyway. So that is a tag that I have some drywall tape left over from the last project that I did, just right on there. And I think I either gessoed it or white acrylic paint, I can't remember. So I was feeling kind of springy, so I thought I would do some pinks, some blues, some yellows. And that is my stencil from Linda. Thank you, Linda! Using it. So I got some cadmium yellow, and it needs to be a lot thicker than that to go over the blue. So I wind up putting quite a bit more on there. I'm pretty thick. I'm cool with that because it just gets more texture. So I didn't really know what I was going to do. I just knew I kind of wanted a spring type of thing. So I wound up just stenciling some of those. It's actually a mask, but you know, what the heck is the difference, guys? I don't even know. When do you call something a stencil and when do you call it a mask? So I think that this is a mask because it's the outline of it, I guess. You don't like color in the stencil? I don't know. So I think I'll call it a mask. So I did it on the bottom and then stamped it on the top. See, the top version, I don't know. Anyway. So I had some green floral wire that I tried to put on this page. I wound up not using it. I just painted it with white stuff. That's why those two little coily, wiry things are sitting there. But I'm just drawing on with a graphite pencil kind of the flower that I want before I use my Pitt pen to draw on my little flowers. I always do the same flower. It's a safe one. I can't draw anything beyond stick figures. I'm working on it. But so I'm just drawing on some. I've been really sick, so my voice is finally sounding halfway normal. So, but I'll probably sniffle and cough in the middle of it. So I had some brown, and I put down a little bit too much brown. And this paint is a real heavy body paint. I pay a little bit more for it, so I don't like to waste a drop of it. So I have some extra cards. It's like a, I don't know, 4x5 card, somewhere around there. And I just decided, since I'm in the spring mode, I will do a tree with some leaves budding off of it. So, since I had the brown. So that's what I did. I'm a little out of screen here, but so I'm just painting on some branches. I didn't know what I was going to do. I just knew I wanted something kind of spring feeling. And I thought, well, heck, I'll be laying down some paint, so maybe I'll use both of these cards for the paints that I have. And I'll just keep going back and forth. That's why I call it my two-fer, because I did two of those. And then I actually even did another one today. I'll upload that video later. So I'm just randomly putting a bunch of branches out there. And then I go back to this one because it was dry and I wanted my flowers to be yellow. So I added really, really thick amount of that cadmium yellow paint. And it's really, really heavy body paint as well. So if you put it on really, really thick and then you dry it, it'll bubble like gesso. So, and I loved that. So I don't know if you could see it in the video, but that's what I'm doing there, letting it dry and letting all the bubbles pop up. So there's my green. I'm just going to paint on some leaves on my stems of my flowers. And then I thought, well, heck, I got some green left over. And I can use some little leaves budding on the branches of the tree, so we'll just do that too. So that'll be coming up here in a second. This tag was real quick and real simple. So as it dried, I just kind of grabbed the other one and a different brush for a little bit bigger leaves, but I probably could have stayed with the smaller one because my scale of things attached, like things on a page, is always a little off, but so I put a whole bunch of leaves on that thing, and I think I cut out a lot of it, but I just let the shape of the brush make the leaf for me, and just loaded it with a lot of paint and just dabbed it on there, and the way that brush goes makes it a leaf shape. So there it is. Yeah, I cut a lot of that out. Took a little while, but it was worth it. Turned out good. I like how it turned out. So then I go back to the tag and I just painted over. These were just some extra butterflies that I had punched out in my extra bin, my scrap bin. So I just dabbed some white acrylic paint on them. And then I just painted them with different colors, just like dots of blues and orange. And then that is leftover paint, and that's what I did the next ICWIC, we're calling it. That's what I did the next ICWIC with. These are all ICWICs, by the way. So I cut all that out because I just put little dots of paint on the butterfly. I wasn't real crazy about how they turned out, and then I wound up afterwards. It was too white, so I wound up using tumbled glass distress ink and made them a little bit more blue. I think it turned out well. So now that the other one was finished and I cut out, I added some ribbon. You'll see that in the pictures. That is tumbled glass, and I'm just going right over it. Everything is nice and dry, so it just goes right over that paint and creates the blue sky in the background. And I'm just using that blending tool sponge. Those are my favorite. The other ones just don't work as well, so I like those sponges the best. And then it wasn't quite blue enough for me, so I think I used faded jeans blue at the top and made it kind of different shades of blue. That one for some reason had red on it, but it wound up not showing through. So then it's a little darker blue at the top, and then it fades down into the lighter blue. I like that. And then I got a red smudge mark on there from my finger from the distress ink. It was on my finger, and then I touched the paper, and there it was. But with a baby wipe, I just wiped it right up. Can't do that too much, otherwise the paper starts to fall apart. But it's real heavy-bodied watercolor paper. Heavy, thick, heavy-bodied. You know what I meant. So in here, I grabbed my Crafter's Workshop stencil, and this is what you don't do. Your Pitt pen does not work well on that, and it ruined. Yeah, I didn't ruin it. I just wanted hot glue and chain over it, and that got cut out because my memory was full. But you'll see it in the pictures at the end. So that is black soot, distress ink, and my blending tool. I'm just dabbing it on. It took a while to get it all in there the way I wanted it to. I cut some of that out. And then there it is. So it looks like little bird cages are hanging. And then what I did on my stencils, I just used some Scotch tape to cover up some of the areas that I don't want to stencil. I thought that would be easier. It kind of wasn't. I could have just used paper just to block it, but oh well. Live and learn. And then I missed a little spot. It's like a little chain thing coming down. I missed a spot, but I wipe it off. It's no big deal. So can you see it right there by the tree trunk? It's like a little black chain. I was like, darn it. I pointed at it. I missed it. That's no big deal. So there's a free bird flying, so I wanted that going out of the cage, kind of like it. I think that's how it's intended on the stencil. So I just wiped it off. Excuse me. I wiped it off and then just went back over it with the tumbled glass and never even knew it happened. I leave my boo-boos in here just so you guys see. So there's my pictures because my memory cut out, and I wound up using different shades of green and some yellow, and then just little dots of yellow there just to make it look like the field in the background. I like how that turned out. So there it is, and then I added some white highlights, and then there is the bright tag. So thanks for watching, guys.